Welcome back, everybody. How you doing? My name is Mo,
And I'm Casey.
and you're watching Better Benefit. Let's get into it.
My melanin shine like miles of diamonds, coastlines and islands when the sunrise. My melanin shine, no doubt about it. Can't go without it, babe. Can't you see? Black is beautiful, magic.
Very excited this week. I thought that we were going to get away from talking about 45, but he won't stop. Maybe once he goes away, then this can go away. We'll start with the good, the bad, and the ugly, as usual. The good this week, Peloton has teamed with Beyonce and HBCUs. This is why the Kamala Harris vice presidency is so big.
Yes.
Influence is a lot better than money in certain aspects because it's not what you know, it's who you know. And now that the exposure, because a lot of people I saw on an article concerning the HBCUs and Peloton partnering, they were saying that they could have done more with the money, they could have done this, that, and the third. And Beyonce doesn't need the money. But what is more important is the marketing. These schools are going to now get looked at for different aspects of life, whether it be engineering, electrical engineering, software engineering. This is going to help
Yes.
all HB. Believe you me, this is better for the HBCUs than like saying the number one incoming basketball player signing to play at Howard. That's a big deal, but it's not as big as this.
I agree with that because you have other corporations, well-known corporations, pouring into the community versus us coming out of the community.
Exactly. Generational wealth has to start with black people not worried about the dollar they consume and make today, but the one that they made yesterday and save for tomorrow.
I agree with that.
That's why generational wealth works. Most white people don't have to worry about that because things are just passed down to them. The reason we're so far behind the white American is because slaves were passed down. So if you had a company that didn't have to pay their workers for 400 years and you're able to save every coin, passing those coins down, your kids and kids have. That's why 45 is in the position he's in. Let's be honest, it's his father.
A small loan of $1 million.
Yeah, I mean,
Most of us don't even touch that.
in a lifetime, let alone have our parents give it, which is funny because that's part of our WTF about allowances. Let's tell a story about my daddy. That's funny.
The bad.
Okay. The bad this week is 45. The man said that, first of all, he doesn't believe he lost the election.
He won't concede.
He won't concede.
Regardless of what you guys, regardless of what Fox and CNN, because he said, gotta be quicker than that. You thought you had me. Yeah, he won't accept the defeat.
He's even upset with Fox now. He can't believe, he said he can't believe Fox is so unloyal. I don't really expect them to do. They just
They're
come on the
news.
That's what they've lied as long as they could lie. I mean, what else? The gig is up. They know Joe Biden won.
The world knows.
The world knows. There's no two ways about it. But the funny thing is, he's so upset with his home state of New York that when Bay told me this, I had to go pull this up to see it. He said he's not giving the state of New York the coronavirus vaccine.
When it comes out.
Doesn't have that kind of power.
President Trump says he doesn't want to send the vaccine to places where government officials will not distribute it to the people. He then singled out New York and Governor Andrew Cuomo. Governor Cuomo has said he wants an independent group of doctors and experts to review any vaccine before distribution. And the governor said minutes ago on MSNBC that he stands behind that independent review, but he says that review should not delay New Yorkers getting the vaccine.
He's going to withhold it from one state, his home state at that. Where's your family?
They're all going to be in Florida, but here's the problem. He shouldn't do that because everyone hears him talking about pardoning himself. Here's a quick civics lesson. A president can only get you out of federal prison. Governors have to get you out of state prison. So even if 45, on his second to last day in office, steps down and lets Mike Pence become president and has Mike Pence pardon him, that won't stop the Southern District of New York. The only person that can get him out of there is Chris Cuomo's brother, Governor Cuomo.
That ain't happening.
That
ain't happening.
Listen, there is no way he's letting that man out. He might be the one to put the cuffs on him.
Take it.
Yeah, he can give all the parts he wanted to Rudy and everyone else. But as I said at the end of our last episode,
You going to jail?
you going to jail.
You about to lose your... Y'all like that? Y'all like
I
that?
love
man?
that. That was the greatest. That is one of the funniest shows we've done. I hope you guys enjoyed it last week because I really did.
We watched it so many times.
I'm gonna watch it again once we finish this one and start editing. The ugly this week also comes to the question of the day. Our hearts are deepened with sorrow.
Yes.
King Von, as well as
Mo 3.
Mo3, young men are
Young black men.
Young black men are dead. And before anyone comes to me, because I'm older than Mo will tell you, I listen to drill music. Lil Fo, I listen to King Von. I listen to a lot of drill music. Mozzie. Well, 50 Cent made a great point. He said that the drill music is never up for a Grammy. And he said the reason it's never up for a Grammy, he says Pop Smoke won't get a Grammy because Pop Smoke writes what he wrote. Well, if you do the whole history, 50 writes what Jay writes, and Jay wrote what Biggie wrote. Like Nas even said, how much of Biggie's rhymes will come out your fat lips, and that's what Pac wrote. They can't glorify this lifestyle because people are actually dying. Like the Ghetto Boys had a song, they said, "Where's my Grammy?" It's even worse now because you young black men have a chance to make exuberant amounts of money. Little Baby, the Baby, you got the potential, the opportunities that these black men have, young black men have, and to be dying like this is sad.
And Bay and I had a conversation when I told him about Mo 3. He said people were getting out of gangs to become rappers. Now people are rapping to get into the gangs.
That's so backwards.
And the part that, to me, in my opinion, my perspective on the rap game is that it's changed completely. When Lil Wayne and when 2 Chainz was Titty Boy, like back then, even if you just read the lyrics to Tupac, read the lyrics to Will Smith, like they are actual sentences. Young Thug, all these other dudes, they don't mumble rap. And education was the background to those rappers back then. Lil Wayne has a bachelor's degree.
He wasn't hot until, like I tell everybody, I didn't listen to the Carter 1. It wasn't until Wayne went back to school when that Carter 2 came out, and from that point forward, Wayne wasn't even the hottest hot boy to me.
Juvenile.
I thought Juvie was on his way to being Wayne. But once Wayne went to school and got that education, things were a little bit different. So when I told Bay about people getting, in California, when gangster rap started, this was, like, they have real gang members. Like, Eazy was a real gang member. MC Ren's a real gang member.
No doubt.
Those Nutty Block Crips, those dudes real gang members. DJ Yella, those are real gang members. Warren G, Snoop Dogg. But these guys was using rap as a platform to not only put their neighborhoods on, but to get out. Now these guys are dragging the streets into the studio
On purpose.
and that's kind of whack, man.
Now I can commend certain rappers. Like DaBaby has an education. He went to college. He may not have finished. I didn't do the background check.
Right,
on
but he
him.
went.
And not only that, but he wants other people to do better too. And Quavo, it was big news. He went and got his high school diploma. In the first 2 albums of the Migos, he was talking about how he dropped out. But he made sure he went back and got that education.
It's important. It may just be on a piece of paper, but it's going to help you lyrically, but it's also going to open your mind to where you're really trying to go. The whole purpose of, like Dub C said, I'm not a gangster rapper, I'm a gangster that raps. And he put on 108th Budlong, the whole neighborhood guys over there, like those dudes have equity in things. They have real estate. That's what the purpose of it was for. Not to get clout and kill your enemies. Like, you should do that on lyrics. And don't, please, before you guys start commenting about me not understanding, I have seen some of the real rap battles. The real ones, like when it was really a problem. From Quick and 8 to Pac and Big to 50 and Game. Like, we've seen this before. It's not new. But what's different is the generation of babies has to deal with a suicide. His brother killed himself. Mac Miller, right?
Right.
Suicide, overdose. King Von, Lil Pappy, Pac. This seemed a little. When Marvin Gaye died, the world was shook. When Elvis Presley died, the world was shook to the point white people still talking about they're seeing him, and the man hasn't aged a bit. It's still the same Elvis. Pac, Eazy-E, Pac died. The West Coast hated New York. Biggie died, and it gave New York a chance to hate the West Coast. Like it was bad. But now we have rappers dying every day, and it's not even a big deal. We didn't even get a chance to just film and talk about the death of King Von because Mo3 was dead before the week was up.
And when Pop Smoke died, it became a big thing, but then people started using the beat he was on.
Right.
And I don't know if it was a marketing scheme or he really didn't own his masters or what, but the thing is, no one actually mourned his death.
No, he did not own his masters. We got to know that if Jay-Z just used Kanye West masters to buy his masters. He didn't own his masters. This is what I'm talking about. All the money that we're getting now, we're concentrating on spending versus what we're saving for the ones coming behind us. Investing. That's how you. This is how you break generational curses, but this is how you also produce generational wealth. So the question of the day is, when did the quality of life diminish? Like when did we stop caring? Like when did we stop caring about our fellow man, not just our fellow black man? Like when did this really start? Because I saw the video of King Von and Quando Ron. I'm not taking sides to anybody. Because like I said, I listened to Von. I didn't really listen to Quando like that. But when you see the video, you see what happened. And I'm trying to figure out where it went wrong because that's what's going to happen every time. 50 Cent said after the fist fight, it's the gunfight if you get the best of me. So if you don't want to get shot, don't go testing me. Okay, so what else was supposed to happen? I mean, I'm not one of those dudes that tell you, "Oh, keep it on wax." I'm saying that killing each other to prove a point is whack. That's why.
Especially when both of you have enough money to invest, to put your energy elsewhere.
To do something like you guys' city is ravished.
They want to buy no property, and even on different sides.
Yeah, even if you do that, it's dirt cheap. Anyway.
But they killed Nipsey for trying to uplift the community. So
absolutely,
if we don't kill ourselves, the government will try to kill us.
Ooh.
Shoot. Well, I don't want to say shoot, but sue me if I'm wrong. They killed Nipsey. They killed Dr. Sebi. Anybody trying to uplift the black community literally gets killed by the government if they don't hire one of us to kill one of us.
She ain't wrong.
I digress.
I mean, you guys might be mad about that, but she's not wrong. There's no way a sealed rat's file fell into the hands of one of the up-and-coming, and dude's a rep. Live right down on the street from our neighborhood. And there's no way he got that information on this dude that told, beat this dude up, and this dude came back and shot a man that was hands off in California. Nipsey Hussle was hands off.
And didn't have no beef with nobody.
And we still haven't heard what happened to that dude. We saw a dude get arrested. He ain't been in court or nothing.
He didn't.
I don't know where he is. I'm just telling you that in California they don't protect gang members during gang crimes. They put you with your neighborhood. So if you kill somebody from your neighborhood, I don't know where they put you. Like you can't do nothing to Game. You can't do nothing to Kendrick. You can't do nothing to Joe Moses. Like these are dudes that California had. Mozzie. These are dudes that are somebodies, and they're doing stuff for their communities. So for Nipsey to get it like that at Marathon,
they plotted that.
They had to. It's a one way in, one way out.
But just to revert back to when you were talking about quality of life, Tekashi 6ix9ine
is still alive.
Not only that, he said he overdosed on diet pills to get off the weight you gained in jail. But why you weren't in jail long enough to get that bulky?
Most men work out in jail.
To maintain their focus, for one. Secondly, how are you overdosing on diet pills? You can't read?
I'm not trying to say that.
That was a cover-up.
Well, you can't say deaf stuff on YouTube. We get in trouble for that. But I'm trying to figure out how we lose King Von, Lil Pappy, Mo3, and he's still alive.
The clock.
I was waiting on the answer. I hear the clock ticking.
I mean,
Shout out to Alex Trebek, man. Rest in peace. One of the greats. Even he's gone. Catch 6ix9ine still here.
Did we get to the ugly yet? Before
That was the ugly. That was the
okay.
ugly
I just wanted to make
and the
sure.
question of the day, yeah, because that was. I mean, I know it was a little tough because we're an uplifting show. We're like someone watched our show and said we're like a cross between the Black CNN with TikTok, Facebook, and Snapchat all rolled into one. And I take that as a compliment because we watch all those platforms.
We're on all those platforms.
We're on all those platforms. So we get to the WTFs this week. Wifey is in charge of these this week. Some of these are very, very funny.
On TikTok, I follow Comedic Cody, and he's actually a physician. Sometimes people just are like, what's your sister say? Half baked bread, bed's not
The bread's not done.
uncooked bread.
Uncooked bread, it's not done.
Check this out.
Good morning. Doc, you almost made me a dookie on myself. Don't do that. What brings you in today? Yeah, I just wanted to ask you about that last medicine you started me on.
Looks like we started you on the hydrocortisone suppository, is that right?
Bingo, that's the one, the hydrocodone suppository.
It's hydrocortisone. You know what? How's it working for you? Is it doing okay?
Yeah, I was just curious if I could take that with applesauce.
I'm sorry, what? The suppository? Can you take apples? Why? What? Why? Huh?
It has been super hard to swallow. Can I take it with applesauce?
So you've been digesting the suppository. I told you 1,000 times it goes in the other end. Why?
Yeah, I tried that, but it's got that aluminum foil on it to be scratching my booty.
That's the packaging, Rodney. The packaging. You take it out the...
So is that a yes for the applesauce?
Is that a yes for that?
Remove yourself.
My wife loves that.
Can I take it with applesauce?
That's okay.
Listen, because so I've been in medical situations where some people just genuinely don't know what they're talking about.
You had to get that in. You love that.
I do. It's funny.
Yeah, leave in the comments if you guys like that TikTok video.
If you like my sense of comedy, let me know, man.
Okay. Here's a TikTok video that Eugene Benefield, my father, would have thought was hilarious because I remember watching The Cosby Show and asking about an allowance. And this is virtually the exact same answer I got as my father put 3 scoops of ice cream and 4 oatmeal cookies in his bowl of ice cream and walked out of the kitchen. Check this out.
Oh my god.
We heard him mumble, and my father's a man of many, many, many times of silence, not words. So we heard him mumbling. My mother will tell you, allowance. I allow. And this was his answer. Shout out to all our family. Christmas is approaching.
Yes.
We're getting everybody mask. Some will be custom, but all will be festive.
Yes.
Because the coronavirus, as you guys can see, has spiked. And like we told you guys last week, just because Joe Biden won does not mean the coronavirus is lost.
No.
We still have to practice social distancing, and we still have to wear our mask.
And what better gift for some people who really don't know what to get, like their future mother-in-law and stuff. But what better gift than safety? Fashionable safety at that. Because you can get somebody some bubble bath, but that doesn't mean they'll get in the tub. But to get someone a face mask, I mean, leave it in the car. You might use it. Put it in your purse, man. Like,
You said they might not get in the tub. Well, a lot of people don't take baths. I can see that. No, they take showers. So giving somebody a bubble bath wouldn't
force them into the tub.
No, they'd probably just sit there. They're re-gifted. One year, I gave my father a shirt that was already his.
He was grateful.
No, my mother was shocked. She thought I spent a lot of money. Casey, where'd you get that shirt? I put the little frizzy paper, the tissue paper in it. Stick pins, folded it, put it in the box and everything.
You were trifling.
My mother said, I promise you can ask Biff and John and my mother's story. Everybody was sitting there, like my brother and sister had like presents they made from the Boys and Girls Club, like trash.
Macaroni
yeah,
stuff.
Macaroni and trash.
You came in
and
with
I had like a $200 shirt. It was. My dad looked down at my mother and said, Casey, where'd you get that beautiful shirt? My dad said, "You got that out of my closet." No.
Ain't no fool.
No.
Ain't no fool.
He may not have wore it, but he knew he owned it. That is what it is.
That's good.
That was what happened. Like, this is the truth. It's the truth.
Listen.
Also, did you tell him about the phone call you got from Melania?
Okay, listen. So,
Melania Trump.
yeah, we had a conversation, and in the midst of this conversation, sis was going off while she packed her bags. Check this out.
Me, cause you lost. All I ask you is where we going. That's all. And you got an attitude. That's why we're in the predicament we in now. Stupid.
Seems like she's the only one packing. Like, he said he's not gonna go.
She said, "You always got an attitude. That's the problem."
That's one of the problems. That's not the problem, but you is definitely, that is on the list.
Man.
I can't believe he's saying he's not gonna leave. He doesn't understand civics. This is not how government works. The same people that are guarding him are gonna arrest him.
Listen.
Yeah, you're going to jail. You can have that house too. No, you're at a lawsuit job. The day of resignation is January 20th.
Let me tell you about who's not on their job. P. Diddy.
I could not believe this.
Listen, it was a Michael Phelps failure. Check this out.
You gotta be ashamed of yourself, man.
How you gonna prep like that?
How you jump in the pool like a 5-year-old? Like, you don't and stuck your leg out. I don't even understand that.
Wait, why didn't you leap? Why did you just walk? Like,
That was horrible, man. Diddy, that.
And then it started off with the zoom in, right?
Yeah.
Putting on the goggles.
Shout out to Diddy. You got to do better, bro. You got to do better, man. You too big of an influence in the black community to not be able to dive into a pool.
On the shallow end.
It didn't matter what end that was in. That was horrible. The dive itself is terrible. Where he lands doesn't even matter. Once he jumps and kicks his leg out, he looked like an open pocket knife. That was horrible, bro. That was horrible, bro.
Speaking of a pocket knife, you are going to need one if you are in New York on the subway. You know why? Because they got some big ass.
Not Tekashi 6ix9ine either. Or maybe it is.
That should have been his Halloween costume. But you guys,
How?
check this article out. An artiste.
I thought that was Tekashi 6ix9ine.
A man of perspective
I just assumed it was him.
is in full regalia
The big rat.
with a realistic rat hat and a large pink tail and just sits perched on a subway bench all day and night.
He had his face covered.
We don't know who it is,
It might still be Tekashi 6ix9ine.
but it's definitely pushing the word face mask.
Yes. You can't argue that. I'm just saying, like, at least he had on a mask. I would rather sit next to him on the subway than some of these people that just refuse to believe that the coronavirus is real.
Speaking of fights, we're going to move on to our word of the day, which is trailblazer. And the reason why I said speaking of fights is because today marks 60 years of Ruby Bridges walking to school. She was one of the first children to segregate a school.
Yes.
And the reason why this spoke so much to me is because my first book report for Scholastics was of Ruby Bridges.
Nice.
I was dressed up, had my lunchbox, a little pale lunch.
Show and tell, nice.
I got honorable mention because it was supposed to be fictional and I did nonfiction. But, history still counts, man.
Still counts.
And the definition of trailblazer is a pioneer or inventor. A person who makes a new trek through wild country.
Nah, you're a trailblazer too. You're like Ruby Bridges.
Oh.
Trailblazer benefit.
And then next is our affirmation. If it makes you happy, it doesn't have to make sense to others.
Wow.
I did that.
I like that.
If it makes you happy, it does not have to make sense to other people.
Nope.
Bay has an unhealthy juice obsession. But if it makes him happy,
I like juice.
it doesn't have to make sense to me.
I got like strawberry lemonade, regular lemonade, orange juice,
Pineapple juice.
pineapple fruit, mango fruit. I like juice. That doesn't bother me. I don't think it's unhealthy.
Now, certain things like if Coke make you happy, you know when you do it right.
That's a drug habit. That's not right.
That's not happiness. That's
Nope, that's a
that's
habit.
abuse. That's bodily abuse.
Yeah, that's a habit.
But if you are genuinely in a positive manner or one that does not harm you or other people, making yourself happy. Like, I make jewelry, I write poetry, like, it makes me happy. And don't allow what other people think to affect how you feel.
Nope.
They shouldn't have that much power, especially when you're moving in a positive direction.
Especially when you know you're doing the right thing. When you're doing the right thing, you'll know it because there won't be anything to look for wrong. When a relationship is going good, people are looking for what's wrong? Something should be wrong. And when it's going wrong, you're trying to find what's good.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And piggybacking off of this, in order to know when you're truly happy, you have to do a self-analysis. Everyone can't be the problem. And I said that on the last video. So if you're able to find a solution to your personal problem, that's your personal business.
Yep.
Period. You guys, if you are not following us on all of our social media platforms, what are you doing? I have unofficially decided that for our 100th subscriber, we will actually have you featured on our next episode. So make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscription button. Make sure you leave a comment. And as always, my name is Mo.
And I'm Casey.
And you are watching Better Benefield.
And you really are going to jail.